Previously, Jinwoo seizes the opportunity. He activates Dominator's touch, gripping Baron's arm with all his strength and twisting it until it snaps. In his final moments, he delivers a crushing blow to Baron's jaw. The impact generates a powerful shockwave that sends the Demon King's head flying from his body. A system notification pops up. You defeated Demon King Baron. You obtained Baron's soul. Suddenly, Jinwoo collapsed on the ground. Essel rushed over, worried about his condition. But Jinwoo just smiled and said, "Essel, tell your father the Radairu clan has claimed first place." Upon hearing those words, Essel's eyes welled up with tears. Minutes later, sunlight began to break through the dark sky, and Jinwoo gathered his rewards. First, he obtained the Demon Monarch's Ring, a powerful artifact that boosted his intelligence and sense by a whopping 20 points. This ring was the final piece to unlock the Demon Monarch's full potential. Next, he received the Demon King's long sword, a blade radiating deadly lightning energy. Each swing unleashed a powerful lightning magic attack, and to top it off, he found the Demon King's dagger, increasing his attack power by a massive 220 points. But the most coveted item was the purified blood of the Demon King, a rare magical ingredient needed to create the holy water of life, a potion capable of miraculous healing. Without delay, Jinwoo began crafting the potion. A system notification appeared, warning him that the success rate and quantity of potions depended on his intelligence stat. A cold sweat broke out as he realized he should have focused on boosting his intelligence earlier. But when the countdown ended, the system announced his success. He had crafted 6 bottles of holy water of life. Thrilled with the result, he hoped this potion would cure his mother. He couldn't wait to return to the hospital. Soon, Iron came dragging Wyvern's corpse to present to his master. Jinwoo smiled proudly and praised Iron, noting how much smarter he had become. He uttered one word, "Arise." A black shadow emerged from the Wyvern's corpse, transforming into a colossal wyvern. A system notification appeared. Shadow successfully extracted. Please choose a name for your soldier. Jinwoo named it Kaizil, and Kaizil roared in celebration of its rebirth. Essel suggested they ride the wyvern back to the clan, but Jinwoo had other plans. He wanted to reach the hospital as soon as possible. Suddenly, a quest completion notification popped up. Jinwoo was rewarded with a significant stat boost, a prestigious title, and the ultimate runestone, Shadow Exchange. Jinwoo activated the runestone, instantly learning the Shadow Exchange skill, which allowed him to swap places with any chosen shadow. And with this skill, he thought he could reach the hospital as soon as possible. But before leaving, he apologizes to Essel for not being able to accompany her to her clan. Slowly, dark shadows began to envelop Jinwoo's body as he activated Shadow Exchange. In an instant, Jinwoo vanished, replaced by one of his shadow warriors, leaving Essel confused and sighing. Meanwhile, Jinwoo reappeared near his home, having swapped places with one of his shadow. He summoned Kaizil and quickly flew to the hospital. At the Korean Hunter Association office, Jinchul and Mr. Go were discussing the upcoming raid on Jeju Island. Mr. Go expressed concern that the ants might return to their nests sooner than expected, but Jinchul reassured him that Go-To Ruji's jamming signal would disrupt the ants' communication. In the middle of their conversation, Mr. Go suddenly felt a massive surge of magical energy, shocking him to his core. In another place, Yoonho also sensed the sudden surge of incredible energy ripples through the air. Someone mentioned that the power might be coming from Hunter Choi and Hunter Cha, who were arguing over their shares in the guild. The comment came from Min Byung-yu, an S-rank healer. After that brief interruption, the two resumed their discussion about the upcoming raid on Jeju Island. Unbeknownst to them, the mysterious energy they sensed was actually coming from Jinwoo and Kaisel, who were soaring high above the sparkling night skyline of the city. Meanwhile, Jinwoo had reached the hospital and quietly slipped into his mother's room through the window. He stared at his mom, momentarily doubting the effectiveness of the holy water of life. But this elixir was the only hope to cure his mom from eternal slumber. Gently, Jinwoo poured the potion into his mother's mouth as she remained unconscious. Slowly, his mother's face began to regain color, though she still hadn't opened her eyes. Jinwoo was stunned to see that she no longer looked pale. In his mind, he kept repeating, "Mom, you're the reason I want to become stronger. So please open your eyes. Let me carry the burden you've held onto for so long." And then a miracle happened. His mother slowly opened her eyes and greeted Jinwoo, who was sitting beside her. Jinwoo was so shocked that his hands trembled. His mother took his hand and thanked him for keeping his promise. She knew that ever since she had fallen ill, Jinwoo must have lived a hard life. Hearing her words, Jinwoo couldn't hold back his emotions, and tears began to fall. In the morning, Jinna rushed to the hospital after hearing the news about her mom. The quiet room was suddenly filled with warmth as Jinna wept with emotion upon seeing her mother awaken. She trembled as she hugged her mother tightly. Jinwoo stood in awe as he witnessed this precious moment. All his efforts had finally paid off. This was the greatest gift he could ever receive. But a pang of unease settled in. Since becoming a hunter, he had distanced himself from those he loved, and now loneliness began to creep into his heart. Taking a break in the park, Jinwoo glanced at his phone, flooded with missed calls. A news report about a dragon flying over Korea caught his eye, and he quickly realized it had to be him and Kaisel. Just then, a call came in from Mr. Go, who sounded anxious. Mr. Go offered to come see him right away, but Jinwoo declined and saying he'd head to the association office soon. After Jinwoo arrived at the Hunter Association office, Mr. Go immediately informed him that in 4 days, the association's hunters would be launching a raid on Jeju Island to wipe out the ant monsters. They needed his help for the operation and asked if he was willing to join. Jinwoo hesitated, even though he would normally accept right away, especially given that the island was crawling with high-level monsters. His thoughts drifted to his family, and he didn't want to make them worry. Before Jinwoo could respond, he suddenly sensed a powerful magical energy around him. Noticing Jinwoo's reaction, Mr. Go laughed and praised him, saying that Jinwoo's senses were indeed sharp, able to detect energy from a distance. Mr. Go then explained that the energy came from the Korean and Japanese Rank S hunters, who were doing practice matches in the gym as preparation for the Jeju Island raid. He added that Goto Ruji, Japan's top Rank S hunter, was also there. Hearing Goto Ruji's name only heightened Jinwoo's curiosity. In the Korean Hunter Association's gym, Baek Yunho was locked in an intense match against Ma Dongwook, the guild master of Fame Guild, one of Korea's top 5 guilds. Their clash was so fierce that its impact could be felt throughout the arena. When Jinwoo and Mr. Go arrived, Mr. Go explained that the magical energy Jinwoo had sensed earlier was coming from their battle. Jinwoo noticed that Baek Yunho seemed to be at a disadvantage. Watching nearby, Choi Jong-in commented that if Baek Yunho were fighting seriously, Ma Dongwook wouldn't stand a chance. In his view, Yunho often struggled to control his strength around others, sometimes even losing track of friend from foe. Soon after, 10 Rank S hunters from Japan entered the gym. Ippei Izawa, Mari Ishida, Ken Tanaka, Minoru Hoshino, Atsushi Kumamoto, Kanoe Tawada, Tatsumi Fujishima, Kei, Akari Shimizu, and their leader, Goto Ruji. Jinwoo observed their arrival from a distance, focusing on Ruji, rumored to be Japan's top rank S hunter. Meanwhile, Akari curiously, she asked who the man standing in the distance was. Hanekawa explained that it was Sung Jinwoo, the newly promoted rank S hunter. Ruji, also observing Jinwoo, sensed something extraordinary hidden within him. Despite Jinwoo concealing his strength, his powerful magical aura was unmistakable to Ruji, who considered him an exceptional assassin-type hunter. However, Hanekawa clarified that Jinwoo was officially classified as a mage-type hunter, surprising Ruji. It wasn't only the Japanese hunters who were intrigued by Jinwoo. The Korean hunters also took notice. Lim Taegyu recognized him as the hunter who had disrupted Lee Min-sung's debut and realized it was his first time seeing Jinwoo in person. Hunter Cha sensed the shift in atmosphere as soon as she noticed Jinwoo's presence. Kei, with a keen sense of smell like Hunter Cha, found the surrounding hunters' scent nauseating. Meanwhile, Baek Yunho and Ma Dongwook continued their sparring session. Hanekawa, watching the duel, felt that South Korea's top hunters were no match for Japan's. However, Ruji saw value in a few Korean hunters, particularly Hunter Cha and Mr. Go, whom he considered on par with Japan's best. Hanekawa's dismissive comment caught the attention of Park Jong-soo, the guild master of the Knights Guild, one of South Korea's most influential guilds with the highest number of rank A hunters. Jong-soo called her out, remarking that her statement was inappropriate since, as just a translator, Hanekawa couldn't fully understand the situation. Feeling insulted, Hanekawa calmly challenged Jongsu to prove his skills in a duel. Jongsu accepted, with the rule that whoever grabbed the other's arm first would be the winner. There was no need for a brutal fight, as that would be detrimental for the upcoming Jeju Island raid. Hanekawa agreed, and they both prepared for the match. Hanekawa launched the first strike, darting forward with a barrage of swift attacks. But Jongsu, with his quick reflexes, dodged each blow effortlessly. Hanekawa pushed harder, intensifying her attacks, but suddenly her arm was knocked back. Jongsu casually remarked that it wasn't an attack, just a small, meaningless push. Hanekawa shot back with a smirk, taunting him for striking a silly pose despite his torn pants. Spotting an opening, she charged in again. However, Jongsu swiftly seized the opportunity and grabbed her arm, ending the duel with a win. He commented that fighting humans was trickier due to their unpredictable moves, unlike battling monsters. Ruji was impressed by their duel. He asked Hanekawa to share his proposal with everyone. He then suggested they have another sparring session between Rank S hunters, following the same rules as before. Mr. Go agreed, but noted that non-combatants and mage hunters couldn't participate since assessing their skills would be challenging. Yunho suggested a rule change. He proposed that anyone who could touch their opponent's back or knock them out would be declared the winner, and also suggested making it a team match. Hanekawa relayed this to Ruji, who immediately grasped the advantage of knocking opponents out and realized the rule would favor assassin-type hunters. He agreed to the new setup. With everything settled, they prepared to start the practice match. Team Korea consisted of hunters Baek Yunho, Ma Dongwook, Hunter Cha, and Lim Taegyu, while Team Japan included hunters Ken Tanaka, Minoru Hoshino, Atsushi Kumamoto, and Kanoe Tawada. From a distance, Jinwoo observed, noting that Goto Ruji was sitting out, likely to assess the Korean hunter's capabilities. He felt lucky to witness such a rare match between Rank S hunters. As the two teams squared off, Ma Dongwook activated his skill and signaled the start. Tanaka couldn't help but admire Ma Dongwook's strength, marveling at how he could grow to a giant size. Eager for a power battle, Tanaka charged forward, exchanging blows with Ma Dongwook. Their fists clashed, sending a powerful shockwave across the arena. At the same time, Hoshino dashed toward Lim Taegyu, who quickly kept his distance and summoned several magic arrows, launching them at Hoshino. Although Hoshino dodged the attacks, he was visibly struggling. Mr. Go watched and noted that, even though the building was reinforced with the strongest magic stones, these hunters were managing to shake the room within seconds. Meanwhile, Yunho transformed and prepared to engage Kumamoto. Kumamoto found the match rules absurd and decided to fight with more aggression. He attacked Yunho from behind but quickly pulled back, feeling uneasy and doubting his compatibility as a hunter. Yunho sensed Kumamoto's killing intent in the previous move, yet was puzzled by his retreat. Determined to get serious, Yunho's hands turned white, his gaze sharpened, and he lunged with his claws. Kumamoto barely evaded. Jongsu, watching, was in disbelief, realizing his earlier duel seemed like child's play compared to the intensity now unfolding. Suddenly, a huge explosion echoed across the arena as Ma Dongwook was defeated by Tanaka. Tanaka declared himself the victor in this test of strength. At the same moment, Taegyu was thrown against the wall with great force, and Hoshino, satisfied, claimed his victory as well. Baek Yunho sighed, watching as Ma Dongwook and Lim Taegyu were defeated. Now he was left to face 3 opponents on his own. He realized that the Japanese hunters found it easier to target him first rather than dealing with Hunter Cha. Meanwhile, Tawada felt cornered and disoriented by Hunter Cha's fast and unpredictable attacks. Known as the Dancer, Hunter Cha used her agility to overwhelm her opponents quickly. She struck Tawada from all sides with swift, precise movements. When Tawada tried to counter, Hunter Cha's rapid attack knocked her hat off. In a flash, she moved behind Tawada and tapped her back, securing victory. After defeating Tawada, Hunter Cha hurried to help Baek Yunho, who was surrounded by the Japanese hunters. Suddenly, Kumamoto came up from behind, ready to strike. But with lightning-fast reflexes, Hunter Cha landed a series of blows directly to his face. Shimizu and Fujishima, watching from the sidelines, were stunned to see Hunter Cha deliver 14 punches in one go. Realizing she might have gone overboard, Hunter Cha began to panic. Kumamoto, now injured, looked furious. The Japanese hunters grew tense, knowing that when Kumamoto lost control, he could become dangerously unpredictable. Ryuji felt the same concern. If they didn't stop Kumamoto soon, the Korean team could suffer serious injuries. Enraged, Kumamoto launched a brutal attack on Hunter Cha, his strikes hitting the ground hard enough to crack it. She managed to dodge, but this time she was cornered. Kumamoto threw a powerful final blow, shaking the entire area. However, Jinwoo suddenly stepped in to protect Hunter Cha, blocking Kumamoto's powerful kicks with ease. This infuriated Kumamoto, who tried to attack again, but Jinwoo swiftly locked him down and slammed him to the ground. Ryuji was surprised to see Jinwoo's movements. This didn't seem like the skill of a mage-type hunter. He felt like he had to find out more. Meanwhile, the training match concluded, with the Japanese team emerging victorious. In his mind, Yunho felt disappointed because the difference in skill between them was so great, even though he had given his all. Soon after, Hanekawa approached Jinwoo to deliver a message from Ryuji. Ryuji stepped forward and challenged Jinwoo to a one-on-one match. From Ryuji's aura, Jinwoo sensed he wanted to test his abilities. That concludes this episode. Thank you for watching. Peace.